Happy Thursday, Peaceful Heart Karate students. I am here in my kitchen videoing our Thursday class. Next week, hopefully, like I say, we'll be transitioning to online classes. Just waiting for everyone to get back to me as far as what time slots work for them, so that we can do those classes. So if you haven't yet, please send me an email letting me know what days and times are good for us to do a Zoom meeting, sort of one-on-one or two-on-one, or family on family lesson for you. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back through the formal basics that we did last week. I'm going to go through the whole thing again, and hopefully you'll have a chance to go along with me. Hopefully you've had a chance to practice it a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is focus in on a few of those techniques and kind of highlight some details on them. So I'm going to pick, I think, one block, one punch, or one strike, and one kick, and kind of go over the details on those, those three particular things. So let's go ahead and get started, and we'll start with stretching out. Let's do 25 jumping jacks. Hajime. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Rook, sich, hach, ku, ju, ju ich, ju ni, ju san, ju chi, ju go, ju rook, ju sich, ju hach, ju ku, niju, niju ich, niju ni, niju san, niju chi, niju go. There's 25. Go ahead and stretch out our legs. And straighten that front leg, bend over. Go back on your heel. Side. Straighten the front leg, bend over. Back on your heel. The middle. When you do this stretch, try and keep your back straight. I know I just fixed mine. Because you want it basically to be like a good stance. Okay. Shake your legs out a little bit. Let's go ahead and stretch our arms. Across. Other arm across. Reach behind. Other side. Good. Go ahead and put your feet shoulder width apart. Just hang down, relax your back. time. And hang to the front. Roll up. Then look to the front. Look over your left shoulder. Or your right shoulder if you want to mirror image me. To the other side. Back to the center, tuck your chin in. Look up to the sky. Back to the center. Touch your ear to your right shoulder, my left. Yeah, touch your the other side. I know right now you're saying, but Sensei Pirog, we've been doing 40 jumping jacks and you had us do 25. That's because today we're going up to 50 jumping jacks, so we're going to do another 25 right now. So, ready? Hajime. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, ku, ju, ju-ich, ju-ni, ju-san, ju-chi, ju-go, ju-rook, ju-sich, ju-hach, ju-ku, niju, niju-ich, niju-ni, niju-san, niju-chi, niju-go. Nice. Alright, so we're going to do Kihon, which is our basics, like we went through last week. I am not going to do the slow ones first. I'm just going to count them off. And we will just kind of run through them. Again, hopefully if you watched the video last week, you've had some time to kind of practice. I will be calling out what it is, so you don't necessarily have to have the order memorized at this point. And we'll go through the whole thing, and then, like I say, we'll revisit a few of them to kind of work on the details. So, Yosuke, Masugudashi, Mokuso, now Mokuso means to close your eyes for meditation. When we meditate in this class, I don't mean it necessarily as a religious thing. What I mean it as, we're basically kind of taking all the things that we're thinking about outside of the dojo, pushing them aside for a while, focusing on where we are now. Right now, we're training, and that's our focus. And the homework we have to do, or the schoolwork, or the problems we have, they're kind of pushed aside for a little while we train. Take a deep breath. Mokuso Yame. Yame means stop. Mokuso, obviously meditation. Stop meditating, open your eyes. Put our hands back to the side. Migi, Sanshindashi. Kame. Ageyuke, upper block. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Shudanuke, middle block position. Kame. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Jogi-uke, lower middle block position. Kame. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Nolte. Migi, shikadashi, geidan barai. It's our regular middle block. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Haraya Tushiuke. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Nolte. Hidari, left side, Sachinashi. Kare. Siken. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Ni siken. Ni is 2. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. San siken. Cadence 1, 1, 2. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. San siken, cadence 1, 2, 1. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Uraken position. Uraken is a back fist that comes down to the front. Uraken position, kame. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Ura uchi. Kame. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Hara uchi position. Kame. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Furry uchi position. Kame. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Shuto uchi position. It's the famous karate chop or knife hand. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Nolte. Hirari, shikodashi. Kame. Starsky punch, short punch. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Tate, which means standing. Tate kinzuki. Standing fist. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Nolte. Heikodachi position. Kame. Kingari, front instep kick. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Maigeri, front thrusting kick. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Kansetsugeri, knee joint kick. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Mawashi geri, it's a roundhouse kick. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Yokogeri, side kick. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Ushirogeri, back kick. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Nolte. Kyosuke. Break. Nice. Shake it out. Hopefully you went right along with that. If there were any parts you had to pause, think about, anything like that, that's fine too. That's kind of the nice part about these video lessons, is you can take them at your own pace. Couple of principles I wanted to talk about. When I talked a little bit about Makuso, or the meditation posture, you might have noticed that we're in Masubidashi. When I close my eyes, I move my hands to the front. And basically, because my eyes are closed, I'm putting my hands in front of me as protection or a guard, so that if anybody were to come at me, I would basically be able to protect myself. So that's why we do that. Other thing that hopefully you noticed is when your strikes are whatever to the front, when you're targeting to the front, obviously your eyes are facing that way. When I did techniques like the ure-uchi, where it was to the side, notice the first thing to turn was my head, and then my arm, and then my head, and then my arm. Hara-uchi, same thing, head, arm, Yokogeri, Ushirogeri. Ushirogeri is a little harder, looking over your shoulder. But, again, it's a principle. You always want to look at your target. There's, obviously, so that you can target correctly, but also because you want to be sure that what you're striking out at is something that's a threat. You know, we often use the analogy of you don't want to punch grandma bringing you cookies, you know? So if, you know, I hear something over here, it might be bad, I'm going to look first. And then, you know, it might be, again, someone bringing me a check for $1 million. I'm certainly not going to strike them, right? So always head first towards your target, whatever you do. That's going to be more important as we start to learn katas, because in katas you're facing, again, an invisible opponent. So you need to look first before you move. And a lot of times in learning the pattern and working on it, sometimes that can kind of fall out. That's one of those things that for your entire martial arts career, you'll be working on it. There are still days when, you know, I get through a kata as a black belt and I go, wait a minute, I didn't look first. You know, those are the little things that your instructors will always correct you on forever. So just those couple of principles about the basics there. You know, the sooner you get into those habits, then the more they'll stick with you as you go on. So. All right, so let's focus on a few of the techniques. What I like to focus on for blocks are Gedan Barai, which is our regular down block. You're familiar with that. We've worked on it a few times. I want to work on this Haraya Tosh Uke. Haraya Tosh is a sweeping down block. So the way that works is this arm still comes across. This arm comes up like a windshield wiper. You push it down. Now, a smaller detail about this block is that it doesn't stop. A regular down block is going to stop at the edge of your body. So right here, you don't have to redirect anything further than this. Down block, right to the edge of your body. Haraya Tosh actually comes around further, almost to the side. Okay? So when we're in our Shikudash, you'll see the Gedan Barai, I stop in front of my knee, turn like this so you can see. Whereas with Haraya Tosh, I come all the way to the outside of my knee. Okay, and it's basically the different purpose of the block. So Haraya Tosh, you're sweeping all the way, kind of, you know, further out. A lot of times you'll use this in katas when you're moving from one side to the other. So that's a small detail. Haraya Tosh, basically, you block your middle area, and then this arm comes up, like I said, like a windshield wiper. Now ideally, you don't block your vision with it. You come in just about eye level, maybe a little bit lower, and it's just going to be a split second, so come across, sweep around, block, sweep around, block, sweep around, block, sweep around, okay, block, sweep around. And this actually ended up being one of my favorite blocks. You use it, a lot of times in kata you'll use it where you've maybe just done a punch or a strike, and then you're backing away from that opponent. So you'll clear and then turn. So you're almost on edge with your opponent, which is part of the reason that it comes out past your knee. So let's do a few more. Block, sweep around, block, sweep around, block, sweep around, block, sweep around. And again, you can rewind the video and watch that, you know, to get that flow of it as many times as you need to. It's a great technique, so it'll be worthwhile. All right, so let's talk about strikes. As far as strikes, let's focus on some of the back fist, because we've worked a lot on punches. So to go with, you know, short punches or standing punches, we can focus in on that on another day. If we work on back fists, that kind of gives you a new thing. So back fists, you have very gentle bones in this hand, in the back of your hand, so you don't want to hit with that because you'll hurt yourself, and we don't want to hurt others really if we don't have to. We don't want to hurt ourselves at all. So when you back fist, you're still trying to strike with your knuckles. Okay. Now one of the things about Goju is that the name Goju Ryu actually means hard, soft. So when you use a striking surface that's hard, like your knuckles, you're going to be targeting usually things that are soft. And when you use a striking surface that's soft, like the side of your hand, you would be targeting something hard most of the time. So that's just a concept to keep hold of. So with the back fists, again, you want to strike with those knuckles. And let's actually work on the ones to the side because that'll reinforce that concept of looking first. So we have Ura Uch. Now Ura Uch, you look, like big strong man, got your muscles up there, and then you're turning and striking, turning and striking. The idea would be that the bad guy's coming in this way, and even if you're here resting, you can still get up quickly and back fist. And one of the things you have to watch out for is that you do leave your side exposed, but we won't worry too much about that just yet. So when we practice them in Kihon, we practice them from here, but you can come up. When you hear Uchi, that indicates kind of a round strike. So it's round, round. Okay? Hara Uch. You're here, it's round, it's round. Shuto Uch. You're here, comes around. So it's a round strike. All right, so here we are in our Ura Uch position. Again, you're going to look first and then strike. Look first and then strike. Look, then strike. Look, then you strike. Look, then you strike. And you don't want to extend your elbow all the way, pretty much ever. And the reason for that is if you extend your elbow all the way, someone can grab it and take control of your arm. If you have a bend in it, then you can always bend it to pull back. So this is no different. If you look at my elbow, I don't extend all the way out. I extend almost, but there's still that bend in it so that I can bring it back. Okay, so each, look, strike. Ni, look, strike. San, look, strike. Chi, look, strike. Go, look, strike. Okay. Hara Uch is your hands are in your at your belly. We actually use this as part of training to kind of toughen up our stomach muscles. And again, it's a round strike. They're coming out, and if you notice, your target is just about solar plexus height. Okay. So the idea is the bad guy is next to you, and you strike their solar plexus to knock the wind out of them. So, here you are. Each, you're going to look, strike. Ni, look, strike. San, you're going to look, strike. Chi, you're going to look, strike. Go, look, strike. Okay, so you got your Ura Uch, Hara Uch. Okay. So let's move on and take a look at one of our kicks. Let's see, I know we've done work with our front kick and our kingari, which is the front kick with the toes extended. Let's take a look at Mawashigari and Yokogari, okay? Because those are basically the next two most useful or most often used kicks. Roundhouse kick is, if I'm the bad guy, you're coming in kind of from the side, again, around the house, so to speak, and you're targeting this area here, okay? So it's kind of the soft area here. In Goju, what we do is we chamber our kick to the side and then swing it around and strike and bring it back, okay? So what that looks like is comes up to the side, around, kick, and then back. The side, around, kick, then back. Side, kick, back. Side, around, back. Side, around, back. Side, around, back. You'll notice when I do the roundhouse kick, I still pull my toes back like a regular front kick, because you're still trying to strike with that same area, the ball of your foot, the bottom part of your foot. Um, Also, it's important to keep your arms up and keep your ribs protected, okay? Because you are in a pretty vulnerable position when you throw that kick out until you get back down. So let's go ahead and do a few of these. I'm going to start with my right, so that would be, if your mirror image, you're going to be your left. But really doesn't matter at this point. Just make sure you go back and forth so that we train, both sides. So, all right. So each chamber, kick, back. Knee, chamber, kick, back. San, chamber, kick, back. Chi. One more. Go. Okay. So that is our roundhouse kick. Again, rewind the video, practice them as many as you need to. That is a very useful, it's a very, like I said, it's a useful kick. It's one you'll use a lot. The next one is Yoko Geri. Yoko is to the side. And in Goju Ryu, we actually kick to the side. So the chamber is pretty much the same as the roundhouse, but instead of coming around, you just go straight out to the side. Okay, so chamber, straight out to the side. Okay, what you're trying to strike with is the blade edge of your foot. So, so this edge part right here. So when you kick out, your foot should look like that. Okay, so you're hitting with the outside edge of your foot. Again, you want to keep your arm up to protect your ribs. And the other arm, when you fully get to using this kick, the other arm will actually kind of come out this way, and it gives you a little bit of extra power on the end. So, so let's go ahead and take a look at a few of those. So this is Yoko Geri, side kick. And I'm going to start with my right, as usual. So each chamber, kick. Knee, chamber, kick. San, chamber, kick. Chi, chamber, kick. Go. Chamber, kick. All right. Let's do 5 more of those. Each. Knee. San. Chi. Go. Okay. All right, so we went through all of our basics, like the drill, and then we focused in on a few of those things to kind of give you a little more detail on those. All that is again stuff you can work on. If you need to go back to last week's tape where I went through Kihon a little bit slower, then feel free to do that. So you can see those slow examples before the regular speed. And then you can just run through this week as well if you wanted to do it just like a drill, with the different techniques and then counting them off. Couple of things. First, I definitely want to get those online classes started next week, where our dojo is small, and I have a lot of time. I hope we're able to kind of get on the opportunity of having individualized lessons. So what we'll do is set up a time slot. I know Bennett already has, so we're set for that. Set up a time slot, regular day and time each week. I'm fairly flexible, that we can do an individual lesson, and what you can do if you want to is you can have family members join if they want, and they can either work along with us, or if you have someone there with you, then I can give you kind of some partner drills as well. So that's another thing with the individualized lessons. So again, get back to me with a day and a time, which will be good. And this again will be every week, at least while we're outside of the dojo. And once we are back inside the dojo, I do expect I'll probably still be putting out videos on occasion. It may not be every week, it may just be from time to time, but I'm hoping to continue doing this as kind of a bonus thing as we go. With that, what I'd like to do is have kind of a question and answer section. So you can either comment on the video on YouTube and leave a question, or you can email it to me directly and give me a question. And what I'll do is I'll try and address it in the next video. Or if maybe even just do a short personal video and send it to you with the answer or whatever. So anyways, give me those questions. I'm happy to answer them. There's a lot of information and a lot of rich history things and everything with these styles and these traditions. So if you have questions about them, feel free to just shoot them out to me, and I'll go ahead and get an answer to you as soon as I can. I don't know everything, so if I need to, I may have to research and answer. Then we both learn, which is even better. So I think that's it for the video this week. Go ahead and practice this as a drill. I would recommend 6 or 8 times a day if you can, practicing the basics. All right, that's probably a stretch. But if you can, we have our class once a week. If you can also maybe at least once a week, other than that, go over these drills and these techniques, then your skill is going to build really quickly. So I definitely recommend that. I train a minimum of twice a week with my instructor, so that's always the way it's been for me. It's been kind of a personal requirement that I set. So hopefully at some point we'll be able to expand and offer 2 classes a week to everybody, so that'll be great too. So, but I guess that's it for this week. Again, let's get those online classes set up and rolling next week, and let's keep plowing ahead till we can all get back together. And there's uniforms just waiting for everybody to get them, so hopefully it's not too long. All right, thank you very much. I hope you're all having a good Easter coming up, and I hope that we're all doing well with our families and getting by okay. Take care.